I push so firmly for sobriety, the honest practice of sobriety, because when I'm a bit restless, I'm constantly yearning for what's next, and I feel like I cannot upgrade until I understand. I cannot upgrade, grow, until I face the fire. I'm speaking of sobriety as an honest practice because you should not be held against your will to sobriety. Nobody who is forced into rehab gets away from their addiction. Jesus did turn water into wine. So I wouldn't say not being sober is a bad thing. But being sober is the best thing for you. Like, for example, the Apostle Paul, he says marriage isn't a bad thing, but not being married is the best thing for you. And why I push for sobriety so bad is because it's next, if you know what I mean. It's growth, blessing, blessing. It's a straight, very emotional road. I believe if you're scared of crying, that is exactly what you need. If you're trying to numb the anger, you just need to scream it out. You understand? I don't mean take it out on somebody, but sit with it. Sit with your anger for a second and understand why you're angry. Sit with your sadness and feel the tears coming down. Emotions are a beautiful thing. It's the only thing that makes us human. And when we murder another human, there's a bug. When we do things out of line that rob us of our humanity, we are no longer human. We feel empty. We are running away from a sin that nobody even knows we've committed. You understand? And side note, I've watched a lot of serial killer stuff, and one thing I noticed that they say is that as soon as they did what they did, they became extremely paranoid. Like the world stopped, and everybody was looking at them, that they knew. And it speaks about that in the Bible too, that sinners run away from their sin when nobody's chasing them. And that's the way it is. That's just the way of life, y'all. I've been trying to get this bug for the past, but yeah, for the past few days, one thing I've noticed is when I became sober, when I started this journey, I was on the journey to peace. That's what I wanted. I wanted peace. That's what anybody wants, I think, in this life, is peace. That's what you want. Even though you don't know, or you do know, you want peace. Everybody wants peace. The monks, the Jewish, everybody wants peace. But we don't know exactly how to get there. And this took me a while. This took me like 8 months to realize, but I was going through another growth of life, on the foundation of sobriety, of facing my emotions and not numbing it. And my heart was racing. I was trying to process and watch these thoughts go back and forth. My heart was beating, and after an hour or two of me being scared, my heart rate started to slow down. And I've noticed for the past how many months I've been battling with peace, because peace always showed up as boredom to me. Like I did everything right and I would still be bored, so I wouldn't understand. Although I didn't want to run away from it, or run away from the boredom, I just didn't understand. Like, dang, this is it. This is the peace. But yeah, after I finally sat down with myself and my heart stopped racing, and right after I just became bored. And I realized this is it. And it all came together. Only when you're bored can you think of great ideas. Only when you're bored can you do things that you've never done before. Can you speak to people that you've never spoken to before? The greatest things in life, the most intentional things, the things where you have to go months into to build something out of delayed gratification, it all starts off on the foundation of boredom. On a blank wall, and then you start adding paintings. That one person you met at the cafe, that's a painting. You got a guitar and now you're practicing every day, that's a painting. You started going to church a little bit more, that's a painting. You started wearing different things, flowing with your hair down, singing a little bit more. Whenever you got a thought in your head that you thought, oh, that's so stupid, you started saying those thoughts and different people started attracting to you. You became a whole new world of a person, all on the foundation of boredom. So peace isn't a thing that you will ever have to chase, because it's always been there. You just had to look at it from a different perspective. And that was so crazy because months of my life I've been chasing this thing called peace. And that's it. And that's all I had to say, y'all. God bless.